Hello, tis I. So I recorded 2 hours worth of Minecraft gameplay, so, for at least this video, you're gonna be getting some Minecraft gameplay, and you'll probably get more Minecraft gameplay in the future, in the background, if I just don't have any speed paints ready, because I have 2 hours worth of this shit. So, yeah, enjoy me playing Minecraft. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something, that I've not seen anyone else make a video about, because it's such a small thing that very few people bring up. So it's not like it's some huge, ginormous, thing that everyone does and everyone knows about. Nobody just wants to talk about it. No, it's a pretty small thing. I've seen it around a lot, but not enough for it to be, a huge thing. And I feel like it would be a bigger video topic if it was more of a prominent thing in the LGBTQ community. But I feel like it's prevalent enough, at least for me, and I've seen enough people treating queer women the way that they do that I just wanted to make a video venting my opinion, I guess. Okay, so the opinion that I'm referring to, what I'm talking about, if you don't know, is the idea that women who are queer, women who like other women, are not allowed to call themselves gay. Now, this opinion on its own is misogynistic. Now you may be saying, whoa, that's a pretty bold shit thing to say. But here's the thing, I want to separate two different opinions. Saying women aren't allowed to use the word gay to describe themselves, that is misogynistic. Whether the person saying it is openly misogynistic, or whether whether the misogyny is internalized, whether it's intentional or not, it's misogynistic, and I will explain why in a bit. But somebody saying or thinking, I personally think the word gay is not an umbrella term, therefore I personally do not agree with women using it, that is not misogynistic. And if you have that opinion, feel free. I'm not gonna call you fucking misogynistic because I don't think you are. And I want to make that very clear. I want to make the very clear distinction. There is a difference between saying that women are not allowed to use the word and you going out of your way to express that opinion in a aggressive way, and somebody personally not thinking gay is an umbrella term, therefore women shouldn't use it. If you personally think women shouldn't use the term gay, whatever, and I want to make it very clear that I'm not targeting the people. I'm not really targeting anyone, but I'm not targeting the people who are saying that they personally disagree with women using the term gay. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are outwardly fucking misogynistic and literally using turf logic to explain away why they aren't misogynistic, or they're being fucking targeted by queer women. Okay, so, and I'm gonna be talking about turfism. Is turfism a word? I don't fucking know. But you know what? Whatever. Let's pretend that turfism is a word. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about turfs in this video, but I do want to make it very, very, very fucking clear that I am not comparing morally. I am not comparing turfs and people who make these arguments. While I think they're both bad, I do think that turfs are worse. I really do. But yeah, I'm comparing them because their arguments are very similar, and they both have very similar arguments, and they both have similar explanations. Shit like that. I'm not comparing them morally, I'm comparing them logically. I'm comparing the logical arguments and not comparing them at a moral standpoint. I just want to make that extremely, very, very, very fucking clear, because I do not want people to say that I'm comparing certain people to TERFs. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm only comparing the arguments. I'm not comparing them, like, morally. Okay, on to the actual fucking arguments. Okay, so, there are people on Twitter, which I'm not going to be naming because that'd just be kind of petty. This video, while they were the ones, and I'm talking about two people here, well, they were the ones who were, like, gave me the idea to make this video. I'm not targeting them. I'm targeting anyone who has this opinion, because apparently other people have it, and that's really fucking shitty, and apparently other people act the same way that these two people do. So, and the fact that they do is fucking sucks, and I hope that this isn't as big of an issue as they're kind of showing it to be. Like, I hope that it's not as big of a thing that that the people who I was talking to on Twitter was kind of making it out to be. Like, they were like, hundreds of people agree with me and think the same thing I do, and I'm like, oh my, really? I fucking hope not. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about exactly what arguments these people were using, and I will, just punch them down, basically. So, and I'm also going to be comparing what they're saying to TERF logic, because, of course, like I said, the way that they argue is the exact same fucking way that TERFs argue. Okay, so, so this person who I was talking to on Twitter, again, I won't be naming them, they were saying that, they were basically saying that they were a victim of queer women, and queer women were out to get them, and out to get queer men, and they were out to take the term gay away from them and give it to them, and that's, like, homophobic. Okay. So let me explain how this argument is the exact same fucking argument TERFs use. So, you are taking a, group that is more marginalized than the group you're in. You are taking that group of people, and you are saying that they are trying to take something away from you, or take a term away from you, or take something away from you, and that's terrible, and that's, horrible, and that they're out to get you. Yeah, that kind of sounds like, really, that sounds like a TERF. That sounds like TERF shit. And I'm not saying that the people who perpetuate this are TERFs, obviously. That's not, like, the actual arguments don't have much to do with each other than the fact that they are the same logic. There's the same logic in there, while they are different arguments. And that's what I want to get across. If you do not support TERFs for their arguments being illogical, you should also not support people who perpetuate this shit for their arguments also being illogical. And I'm pretty sure that the people who have perpetuated these arguments don't actually support TERFs, and I want them to know, hey, your arguments are kind of sounding like a TERF, so maybe shut the fuck up. Okay, now I'm actually going to talk about some of the arguments, and I'm just going to disprove their arguments and disprove this shit, and basically talk about why the term gay can be used for women who love women. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to read off the relevant definitions of the word gay. Okay. Of a person, homosexual, used especially of a man. Noun, a homosexual, especially a man. Now, notice how it does not say a homosexual man. It says especially a man, meaning that it is usually used in the context of men. Now, you may be thinking, oh, doesn't that disprove your argument, you dumbass? No, because notice how it does not say this term is for men. It says this term is usually used for men, so it implies that you do not have to use it for only men. It is just the most common to find it being used towards men. And you may be thinking, oh, well, MG, that's not, the best evidence. I'm like, I guess you're right, interpretations exist. Maybe someone could interpret it differently. Oh, wait, I have a shit ton of other evidence. Okay, let's look up the definition of the word lesbian, shall we? What's this? Lesbian, a gay woman. Adjective, relating to gay women or to homosexuality in women. Similar, gay. Yeah. I'm sorry, bud. When I say bud, I mean all the buds who think that you're a target of queer women because they want to use a term that's, also for them. Yeah. I'm sorry to say, bud, but, facts don't care about your feelings. That will never come out of my mouth again. I'm sorry. I'm just becoming like Ben Shapiro's like alter ego or some shit. Like I say like the shit Ben Shapiro says, except I like mean it in the opposite way. Okay, but anyway. Yeah. It says here lesbian is a gay woman. It says it right there. Like the screenshot should be on the screen right now. Yeah. I'm looking at the definition right now. A gay woman. A woman who is gay. Meaning that disproves the argument that men are the only people who can be called gay. Also, I just want to mention that the misogynistic person that I was arguing with on Twitter, he straight up said that non-binary people were allowed to be gay, but only non-binary people and men. I'm not fucking joking. He argued that that the term gay was only for men, and then proceeded to say that it was for non-binary people too. Okay, so, excuse me, but what the fuck? You could make a better argument excluding non-binary people from the term gay than you can excluding women from the term gay. And obviously, I totally agree with non-binary people adapting terms like gay or lesbian, obviously. But this is so fucking contradictory. Like, you're excluding everyone except women because women are out to fucking get you. Oh no. Like, dude, it's so fucking stupid. Like, oh my god. I want to address some arguments that these really shitty people use to, like, say, like, oh, we're not being misogynistic, here's some arguments, and then the arguments are bullshit, and I'm going to debunk some of them. Well, if lesbians get a specific term for women who only like women, why don't gay men who only like men get a term? Vincian. It's a term that's existed for a long fucking time. You know that flag that's the color of fucking toothpaste? Yeah, that's what that flag is called. But it's also used as a term to describe men who only like other men. And also including non-binary people. So, yeah. Also, if you don't want to, bother explaining to random people what the word Vincian means, just say homosexual man, or gay man, or men-loving men. And while gay man and men-loving men, at least in my opinion, are not words that are exclusive to men who are only attracted to men, most people, they get the gist of, oh, you're a man who only likes men. And while that's not always true for the term, it's usually the assumption. But homosexual man works, and it's straight to the fucking point. I'm a man who only likes men. The LGBTQ community has always and will hopefully forever be about inclusivity. It's always been about that, and I don't want that to be taken away by misogynistic men. I don't. And I think that the fact that people are trying to take that away is just kind of dumb, because it's not going to fucking stop at the term gay. It won't. If people successfully all agree that women who call themselves gay are terrible and homophobic and evil, it's not going to fucking stop there. And the LGBTQ community is going to become an even more fucking toxic place than it already was. Is that what you want? Like, really? I know it seems like, I'm being kind of dramatic here, but really, it's like, if we continue treating people the way that some people treat gay women, like, the fact that people are treating gay women like this is so sad, because our community is supposed to be about inclusivity. It's supposed to be about loving each other and being like, hey, we have one thing in common, and that's that we are not straight. We are not cis. But in this case, we're talking about sexuality, so I'll just say we're not straight. We have one thing in common. We're not straight. And I think that's beautiful. I want that to keep being the message of our community. Inclusivity. Loving everyone. I want that to be our message. But people like this, with useless fucking discourse and useless fucking exclusivity, it's ruining our fucking community. And yeah, the online LGBT community has been a mess from the fucking start, but this shit is making it worse. It's doing more harm than it is doing good. Like, seriously. Here's the thing, you are 1 bajillion% allowed to be like, oh yeah, hi, I'm a man, I'm gay. We're not trying to take away the term gay from men. We're just trying to rightfully let women have a piece of it. Dude, this whole, oh my god, they're taking it away from us. No, they're not. You're still allowed to call yourself gay. It's not, these people are throwing a fit over literally fucking nothing. And that nothing is something that is going to harm the community if it goes too far. This is why I don't like this useless discourse, and why I want to step into it to help settle shit and to help make things better again. I don't want the community to become this disgusting, horrible place where people are invalidating each other and treating each other like shit because of their personal opinions that are based on literally no fucking fact. And hell, the fucking person who I was arguing with on Twitter literally admitted, they straight up fucking admitted that they were actively ignoring facts and definitions, and the reason why they wanted to hate on queer women and demean queer women is because they personally were salty about people using the term, even though they fucking acknowledged that the definition does prove that they're wrong. But they said it doesn't matter because they were uncomfy by the fact that queer women were literally just fucking existing. That is fucking disgusting. What is with this, anti-logic, it's so fucking, these people are so fucking against actual research and all that, and they want to brag about how smart they are, but then when you actually pull very basic, very easy to find Google definitions that very obviously and very clearly disprove what they're saying, they'll pull out the, well, I'm uncomfortable. I don't give a shit if you're uncomfortable with queer women expressing themselves the way they fucking want to. Literally grow a fucking pair of balls. Stop throwing a fit over this bullshit. It's like, this shit is going to harm the LGBTQ community if people start treating queer women the way that these people on Twitter have been treating queer women. Like, I don't want this to become normalized. This person on Twitter wants it to become normalized, and I think that the idea of it becoming normalized is fucking scary. As a gay woman myself, it's fucking scary. Like, I don't fucking want, even in the LGBTQ community, where, everyone is equal, everyone is so inclusive, I don't want that to be a space where men dominate, where men rule the fucking community. I don't want that to be a fucking thing. It's already an issue normally, but that in the LGBTQ community is fucking scary. Women aren't soon, it's the same thing with other politics and shit. They don't stop at one thing. It's going to keep narrowing down who's acceptable and who's not, and policing what minority groups do, and it's always been a fucking issue. It always has been. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the only example of the queer community being just really fucking shitty when it comes to other minorities. Seriously, women should not have to feel oppressed in a community that is centered around being, loving each other and, having something great in common and, just being different, and that difference is what makes us, this is getting really fucking sappy, and just, I wasn't intended to get this, invested in this, but really, I want to talk about really how much this could harm the community if it becomes an actual, bigger thing, and if more people start agreeing with these people, and I want to speak out about it, and I want to speak out about how absolutely terrible these people are. You're allowed to personally have the opinion that, I personally use the term gay in this context. That is fine. I personally want to think that it makes more sense if men only use the word gay. That makes sense. It's the same thing with if somebody were to personally say, I don't really agree with non-binary people using the term lesbian, I don't think it makes sense in my opinion, that would be fine. But if somebody were to be like, oh my god, non-binary lesbians, you suck and you're not valid and you guys are terrible and blah blah blah, that's when it becomes an issue. I am totally fine with people disagreeing with my opinion and how I choose to use the term gay. But really, why would you exclude women from this shit? Why? Other than, misogyny. Definitions and facts show that women are included. So, and it's not fucking hurting anyone. And this kid on Twitter was like, oh, it is. It's making me uncomfortable. Good. If you're that misogynistic to where you get uncomfortable by women expressing themselves the same way that you do, you're a fucking loser. Really. And this isn't just and this isn't specifically targeted towards that kid on Twitter. This video isn't dedicated to that kid on Twitter. I really want to make that clear. I'm not making an entire video about one kid on Twitter that I don't give a shit about. But I'm using this kid on Twitter as an example, and this kid on Twitter is what made me want to talk about this, because apparently this is a huge fucking issue. It's an actual fucking hellhole of just people being so just dumb. Like, really. I remember there was a lot of, bullshit that people were arguing about in the, in LGBT discourse, about who's valid, who isn't valid. And really, just shut the fuck up. If you genuinely say, if you bully people because they have an identity that you don't like, or they choose to identify themselves in a way that you don't like, whether that's xenogenders, I know this is gonna be really controversial, but bi lesbians, I get it, the term is silly, but there is a genuine, actually logical reason for why bi lesbians identify the way they do. Maybe I'll go into that in another video, but whether it's bi lesbians or, non-binary lesbians or shit like that, or xenogenders or neopronouns, whether it's any of that, who fucking cares? If it's not hurting anyone, who fucking cares? Let queer people fucking exist. And I also want to address that you don't have to be a cisgender man to be misogynistic, and I want to make that clear because the two people who were perpetuating this really misogynistic shit, they were both trans men, and I just want to make it very clear that, yes, trans men can be misogynistic, women can be misogynistic. Both of those groups of people, they can be misogynistic. Yes, it's very much less common. Trans men, because they've lived the experience of being assigned female at birth, so they know better what it's like. But really, think about it. There's women out there that are extremely misogynistic and that think that men should run everything, and then women are too emotional and shit. And they're women, they're cis women, they've lived the experience of being a woman, yet they still think that women aren't equal to men. Those people fucking exist. So why can't trans men be misogynistic? Yes, it is very much less common, and usually people who are misogynistic are cisgender men. But that does not mean that trans men cannot be misogynistic. When you think about it, if, some people have seen, I'm sure that everybody in the world who's been on the internet has seen at least one misogynistic woman. So if women can be misogynistic, why the fuck can't trans men, But, really, I just want to make it very fucking clear. The LGBTQ community is truly about, loving each other. It's about being inclusive. And the fact that there are people that are genuinely trying to take that away, is sad. If it's not fucking hurting anyone, especially if there is actual evidence to, actually prove that this is an actual thing, and, if it's not hurting anyone, who fucking cares? Really? That's why I don't support shit like cringe culture. That's why I don't support people just bullying others for things that they do that are stupid. And that's why I don't support, the bullying of people like bi lesbians, because they aren't fucking harming anyone. None of these people are harming anyone, except for the people who are trying to exclude people from certain terms, because it may not seem like a big deal, but once people start collectively deciding to kick queer women out of the term gay, it's not gonna fucking stop there. The misogyny is not going to stop there. There was already misogyny in the LGBTQ community, but this is just making it a whole lot worse, and I don't want that, and that's why I'm making this video. I just want to talk about it. And I know I'm getting serious, but I don't care. I want to talk about this, and I want to vent my opinion and explain why this bullshit is just so stupid, and why people need to fucking shut up if they have an opinion like that. If they have an opinion such as women are out to get me, women are out to get me because they're out to get my term, they're stealing my term. If you have that fucking opinion, shut the fuck up. Keep it to yourself, because people who don't, that's how lots of fucking misogyny starts in a community. There's misogyny in almost every community, at least a little bit, because that's just how our society works, unfortunately. But we don't want any more. We want to have as little as possible, especially in a community that is specifically targeted towards trying to make everyone equal. Like, seriously, the fact that there is shit like misogyny and racism in the LGBTQ community is so fucking sad. It really is. But it exists, and while we can't really control it existing, because that's just how society works, we can control, us as individuals not perpetuating that shit. We can control that, which will make it a less toxic place. And I want to make it very clear that anyone who tries to spread fear about queer women, you're shitty, and I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like, really, you are actually, like, as a queer woman, the fact that people want to do that in the same way that TERF spread fear about trans women is actually fucking disgusting. Like, you can have the opinion that using the term that the term gay is like a man thing and it's not really for women. You can have that opinion and be like, okay, that's not on its own misogynistic. You personally choosing to use the term gay in the way you'd like is not fucking misogynistic. But it's when you start being a little shit and actually outwardly blaming women and, being misogynistic and, fear-mongering, that's when it becomes an issue. And I want to make that very clear. If you personally disagree that women can use the term gay, go ahead. I'm not going to call you misogynistic. But if you start fucking fear-mongering about us, queer women, and us trying to, take away your term in the same fucking way that TERFs say that trans women are appropriating women to get into women's spaces, it's so fucking scummy. And I don't want to have a conversation with somebody like that. And if you are somebody like that, and you're following me, don't follow me. Unsubscribe, really. I don't want that kind of energy on this page. The LGBTQ community is the LGBTQ community for a reason, and that's to be inclusive. And once people start taking that away, it really harms the community. Even if it's something as small as this, it can and it most likely will become a bigger thing, and that is not good. Okay, I'm done ranting. Have a good day. Sorry this video got really serious. I want to steer away from response commentaries. I'm completely stopping video response commentaries to videos about me. There will be specific circumstances. Like, let's say somebody made a response on this video giving their opinion about the situation and saying I'm wrong. I would respond to that if I felt like I wanted to. But if it's like those people just being like, oh my god, MG, you're cringe and you're retarded, blah, 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 then I'm not going to respond to it. Like, really, I'm not going to respond to most videos people make on me, just letting you know that. But if somebody were to, make a response to this, which you can totally do that, and I have more shit to say about it, I'd probably make a response, That's how commentary works. But I want to focus on videos like this where I just, rant about a topic, Tell me what you guys think about that in the comments, and I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I hope that you are, being nice to each other, don't treat each other like shit. Yeah, I hope you have a great day. I hope all the gay women out there, have a good day, because I know being gay and also being a woman is really fucking hard. Like, it is. Like, you have to deal with people, you know, outside of the LGBTQ community getting mad at you for being gay and getting mad at you for being a woman. But then you also have people in the community getting mad at you for being a woman. It's so fucking sad, you know? I'm sorry. You know, I'm a queer woman too. I get your struggles. But yeah. Have a good day, blah blah blah. Goodbye.